Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic hypersonic.
Positronic hypersonic.
Positronic hypersonic.
I'm Barry P. Cook, and I'm here to talk to you about Killer of Killers, the latest installment in the Predator franchise. And as it starts, a Predator scout ship arrives on Earth in 841 AD in Scandinavia, where the Viking warrior Ursa leads her son Anders and the rest of her clan on an expedition to destroy their rival tribe and the tribe's leader, Zoran, who murdered Ursa's father years before. They track Zoran to his fortress, where they kill him, and immediately following this battle, a towering predator warrior ambushes Ursa's group, killing her men while Anders is seriously injured after a building collapses on top of him. Ursa fights the predator alone and kills it, but Anders dies in her arms. Next, in Feudal Japan, in the year 1609 to be specific, Kenji and Kiyoshi, the two sons of a samurai warlord, are trained to succeed their father. As a final test, the boy's father pits them against one another, and a reluctant Kenji receives a scar from his brother before running away. 20 years later, Kiyoshi takes his father's place as lord when his father dies, and we find that Kenji has become a wandering shinobi, returning home to face his brother. Unknowingly stalked by a predator, he infiltrates his brother's castle and kills his guards. Kenji then defeats Kiyoshi and gives him a scar similar to the one he got from his brother years before, and puts his weapon away, not wanting to kill his brother. But Kiyoshi falls off the balcony after a railing gives way from underneath him. The predator ambushes and pursues Kenji, slaughtering several more guards while he flees. He ends up falling into the castle's moat and finds Kiyoshi alive. They battle the predator together and kill it, but Kiyoshi dies of wounds sustained during the fight. Next, we go to World War II, where a young man named Torres is drafted into the U.S. Navy as a fighter pilot. In the Atlantic Ocean, his squadron searches for a mysterious aircraft that has annihilated another unit, which a grounded Torres discovers is armed with exotic, highly dangerous weapons. His squad soon takes to the air when the mysterious aircraft is again reported to be on the attack, leaving Torres to have to take a rundown fighter to warn them when communications from the surface are jammed, after which a Predator spacecraft attacks and destroys his squad mates. Torres then outmaneuvers the alien craft and tricks it into using its own weapons to destroy itself. After his tour of duty, Torres returns home to fix cars in his garage, but is abducted by a Predator ship. Torres then awakens and is put in a cell with Ursa and Kenji, finding that the three of them had been put in suspended animation at different times, obviously, by the Predators. The three of them are brought to an arena and presented to a warlord Predator, who orders them to battle to the death using some kind of universal translator, with the survivor being left to fight him afterwards. Ursa tries to kill Torres and Kenji at first, but they convince her to work with them to escape, interestingly, without really communicating with words. The warlord releases a huge monster into the arena, which swallows Torres whole before Ursa and Kenji kill it. Torres escapes from inside the monster and steals a hoverbike that a Predator soldier had used to push the monster's corpse into a different area, and the three captors use it to make their way to the warlord's ship. Ursa and Kenji battle the warlord while Torres readies the ship, and he uses its engines to blast away the warlord before he can kill Ursa and Kenji. They board the ship only for a harpoon launched from the surface and attaching itself to the ship to stop their escape. Ursa then slides down the harpoon cable, destroying the launcher and letting herself be captured so that the other two could flee. After the warlord orders a hunt for Torres and Kenji to begin, we see Ursa being put back in suspended animation and placed with numerous other captives, including Naru from the recent Predator film Prey, and that's where the movie ended. So I'm not the world's biggest fan of the Predator franchise, but I believe I have seen all of the films, and I've liked them well enough, but I really, really liked this one, and I think the only thing that could have made it a better experience is if it had been a live-action film instead of an animated one. This is not to say that the animation isn't great. It's fantastic. I really liked the animated style, but I think seeing it in live action would have been even better. And that's saying a lot because this movie is very good just as it is. The voice acting is top notch. The animation is excellent. The gore is off the charts. So the gore is fantastic. And I thought it was great how they told three separate stories and then brought the three characters together in the end for an overarching narrative. I really enjoyed that. And I thought it was cool how all of the characters experienced some kind of loss in the film, but, kept going when confronted with this horrible situation of having to fight for their lives, as it were. I really like that we got a look at predator society. I don't think we've ever really seen anything like that in the other films, unless I'm forgetting. And so I thought that was really cool that, we're starting to see, at least in this film and the next live action film, as I understand it, a look into the predator society as well. So I thought that was really cool that we get to see a bit of that here. I'd have to say that my favorite sequence of all of them was the World War II sequence with Torres, where they're basically engaged in a dogfight with this alien ship. The sequence was just mind-bendingly awesome. Just the way the airplanes and even the alien craft are depicted flying through the skies for extended periods of time. It was just really, really well done and exhilarating. And the whole thing really just makes you root for the Torres character. And I thought that was something that the other two sequences, while really good, didn't really have. And, the breakdown that I just gave you, of course, doesn't reflect every moment in the film. So there's a lot of moments in the film that are not mentioned in the breakdown that I just gave you. So it's really worth checking out, not only for the parts that I talked about, but for the parts that I didn't. It's just a really, really good movie. And I'm hoping that they do a direct sequel where we get to see more of this business with the combat arena, wherein the predators take the best offerings from various societies and test them in their own arena, and that we get to see Noru in that arena. That would be very cool. But that's really it. So I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back with another video soon. Until I return, I wish you peace and long life.